Today, as part of our tour of Corfu, looking at art, history and culture, we're here on the beautiful southern tip of the island, just north of Kavos, where we're in this beautiful vineyard. And we're going to be talking about history, culture, but the art is all in the winemaking. And I'm very lucky to say that I'm joined today by Athena, Constantina and Babis, who are here to share some of their experiences with the wonderful world of winemaking, and especially so about the Corfu route. Babis, can I start with you first of all? Tell us a little bit about the history of this wonderful place.
Corfu has a long history in wine cultivating and winemaking. It is going for centuries or millennia
Really?
ago.
Before the Venetians?
Yes, before the Venetians, from ancient times, and maybe from Homer.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
In Homer, there is mention about the wine in Corfu.
How fabulous.
Yes. Corfu has its own varieties, which you never find in any place in the world.
Is that right?
Yes. And our effort was first to survive these varieties. The vineyard here was since my grandfather and his father and his grandfather.
So it's generations upon generations.
Yes, yes. So it was easy to me to come in my village, in my place, and start this job that my family doing for generations.
So it's really in your blood and in your DNA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm
Yes.
particularly excited about the connection with ancient Greece, especially with Homer. I mean, that makes it really
Yes.
even more interesting. And when you think about Dionysus, isn't it? Who's the
Yes.
god of wine, apparently?
Yes. The Ulysses, Odysseus,
Yeah.
when came in Corfu Island, they offered him Corfu wine. And Homer mentioned that the Corfu wine was had aroma, delicious.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So that's in the Odyssey. I must have read that bit out, but I forgot that bit. But that's extraordinary, isn't it? To have that connection with all those millennia, as you say.
Yes. The wine, the vineyard cultivating didn't stop in Corfu Island.
Constant cultivation.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Only the recent years, it almost disappeared. What is the name? Disappeared. After Second World War, it was depressed, and there were no working hands, so everyone started abandon the vineyards. That was the first. And then in 60s or 70s, when the tourism came, everyone abandoned the vineyards to go for to work in tourism. So then we decided about the 80s that these ancient varieties were going to disappear. So we decided to do something for this, and we started this job. We cultivated again the vineyards that we had in my family, and we started this.
And this particular vineyard is known as Kabulia. Is that right?
Yes, Kabulia.
Right. But the others all have their own names depending on where they are.
Yes, yes.
And how many did you say you had?
16.
16.
16 that we cultivate, and we have some other vineyards co-συνεργαζόμενα.
Yeah, there are some co-workers with us. They are cultivating their own vineyards. We take care of them as well. We are next to them to advise them, and just at the harvest, we are taking the grapes from them.
Okay, that's great. And of course, all these grapes end up in a fantastic bottle of Pontiglio wine,
Yes,
which is well known
Pontiglio.
on the island of Corfu. And really, frankly, it should be well known all over the world because this really is the real, genuine McCoy. If you want ancient Greek wine, this is the place for you. I was told, Constantina, that it's all about the grape. Perhaps you'd like to expand more about, tell us a bit more
So
about
it's
the
a
grape.
really particular grape with a unique character. To be honest, we try to know more about it. As Bobby said, there is a long history with that grape, and not only with that one, because as they've been told, that in Corfu used to be around 13 different varieties that now some of them, or maybe the most of them
The most.
actually, they've been disappeared, they get lost.
Mm.
So now we are trying to save two of them. We are cultivating two of them. The white one that his name is Kakotrigis, and the red one that the name is Skopelitis. So the two, both of them, they've got something different, at least from the other ones that you can find around Greece. They've got their own character, and there are some things on that wine that make us believe on it. We want it to go higher, and we try to improve every year with the quality and everything. So to be honest, we can't say exactly what the character is, just because usually on a grape, universities arrange some researches for the grapes and they can tell more about the DNA or about the character. But there is no any research for that particular variety. So we try to find out
You're
what.
doing your own research.
Yes,
How
we do
fabulous.
our own research on that, and we try to find the best result, let's say, on the glass. Finally, on the glass.
Great. And you all, it's just a small unit, isn't it? But you all work together in harmony. It must be very busy at times with harvesting, all the bottling to do, not to mention the pressing and everything.
Yes. We are in the vineyard, we three, and we've got another one that he's most working in the vineyard.
Right.
Yes.
So with Babis, me and my mom, we are with Athena. We are in the winery. We are do the bottling most and all the packaging and stuff. And all together, we try to do most of the things. There is a lot of work on
There
that.
must be, yeah.
A lot of work on that.
Of course, we have an enologist,
Right.
Yorgos Gouros.
Yes.
He's working with us the last 2 years, and since then we have developed a lot our products.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
You're constantly moving forward. And
Yes.
you were showing us the other day, you stretched out into the market of champagne. You tried to
Yes.
create your own, I won't say sparkling wine. I know we shouldn't say champagne because it's not technically from champagne, but it's very much in the tradition, isn't it?
It's not really much the tradition.
No.
Not at all, I can
Not
say.
at all, no, sorry.
This is a part of the thing that we said before, that we try to do our own research, let's say.
Yeah.
So in this way, we do some small experiments in order to find out what this variety can give to us. So yes, we can call that champagne or whatever, but it's because we try to do small experiments with the variety to find out the real character or the best out of it.
Yes. It's not exactly champagne, it's sparkling wine with the method
Yeah, that's
way.
what I meant. Yes, I apologize.
It's the second fermentation is in the bottle.
Ah, okay.
Yes, that's our sparkling wine. Yes, it's in experimenting stage.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And you were telling me earlier on that your worst nightmare, of course, is the dreaded frost, isn't it?
Yes.
You were very worried about that.
Yes. This night, 9th of April, we had very low temperature. It went about zero. We were worried about because the shots now are opening
The shoots, yes.
the shoots, so it's very sensitive in low temperatures. And in one or two vineyards we visited them this morning, maybe we had some damage. The next days we'll see the, how much damage we had. For our island, it's not that frequent.
No.
This happens once in 20 years, 30 years. But it happened today, yes.
Yes, always got to keep an eye out for frost. But
And
there
it's-
is.
And it's a sensitive variety too.
Oh, is it?
It's a sensitive
Ah,
variety,
right,
so
okay.
we have to take it a lot.
Extra care.
Yeah, we
Extra
have to give
care.
extra care on it.
Right.
I can explain you what the name means.
Yes, please do.
Kakotrillis. So kakotrillis is means difficult harvest.
Difficult harvest.
Difficult
Bad
harvest.
harvest.
Bad harvest.
Really?
That is because the grape is really hard to cut it from the rest of the vine. So that's why we have a bad harvest for that, and that's the name Kakotrillis.
Right. And the name actually, Pontiglio, actually means something, doesn't it?
Yes.
They were telling me it means hard or stubborn,
Stubborn.
doesn't it?
Yes,
Stubborn.
stubborn. It's an old the Corfu word from with Italian origin,
Mm.
because
Venetian here, right?
Venetian. You will find it in Venetian lexical vocabulary,
Vocabulary.
not in Italian vocabulary, in Venetian.
In
Oh,
Because
right, I
in
see,
Corfu
yes,
Used to be
there
under
was
Venetians.
Venetians. So we have a lot of Italian words in our local language. So Pontiglio means, yes, stubbornness, the determination of ours,
the will to do something.
the will, yes, the will to
Strong
to
will.
how can I say, to survive this,
Save.
to save these varieties, the unique varieties, and the tradition behind all of this. Because, as I told you, it was almost lost, and we are trying to save, and the other varieties that we are looking for them all over the island, to save them, to multiply them,
Right, yeah, right.
and to experiment with them with new kind of wines. This is a very big job, and it needs a lifetime.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But it's wonderful that you are doing your very best to preserve which is such an ancient grape, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Marvellous. And Athena, you were telling me that you were doing the labelling, and I was amazed at how simple but how effective it was how you do the labelling. You managed to do 70 bottles in an hour.
Yes.
And you, Constantina, were loading up, how many was it now, in an hour, bottles of wine?
When we are doing the bottling,
Yes, yes.
we do like 1,000 in 2 hours,
1,000
1,100,
Bottling
1,100 in
In-
2 hours, 2.5 with all the washing
Yes.
and cleaning and
Right.
everything.
That's quite extraordinary
Yeah.
and very labour intensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you, when harvest comes, do you have a time constraint to get all these things done, or is it not quite like that? You've got time to.
The harvest, yes, there is a timeline for
Right,
that,
yeah.
and this depends how is the vines. So these give us a timeline, and we have like a board, and we have to do the harvest on a time. But after that, with the wine, when the wine is here, is safe, and we take care of it, We are a little bit more flexible, let's say, to do
Okay.
the bottling and the rest.
That's good.
Is the harvest. The harvest is strict. You have to follow the program.
Right. But after that, you can.
Yes,
in
you
your own
can.
time.
You can. Yes.
That's right. And you sell your wine all over the island and abroad, or is it mainly on Corfu at the moment?
It's mainly in Corfu. There is in Athens too. There is in Thessaloniki. You
Okay.
can find it
Yeah, great.
around, but mainly in Corfu. Mainly in Corfu.
And what also struck out to me as amazing is that you have the facility here to create your own labels for other people. So you could design a label for someone else, and then they could have your wine with their
Yes.
name on. That's a lovely touch. I think.
Yes, we did that the last years, and we did it for some restaurants that they wanted to put their name on our wine, and then we do that for weddings as well. So the couple
That's right.
or
yes.
baby showers with the baby name.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
yes, there are a lot of people come to us and they want this, and we like it because we are there in a really special moment for them.
Absolutely. And they'll never forget it, and they will always keep.
Yeah, they
bottle
always
as a
keep
memento.
that. Yes.
And you also welcome honeymoon couples here, don't you? I think you said was it? People that have.
Yes,
got
no,
married.
not only honeymoons. They
Yeah.
are coming here to get married as well.
Oh, great. Right.
Not in the
Not-
in
no.
the winery,
No.
but they are coming in Corfu to do their weddings, and they visit us as well.
I would say that's a perfect novel present for a wedding, isn't it?
Yes,
Get your
yes,
own
yes.
name on the
Could
wine.
be,
That's
could be,
absolutely
could be.
lovely. So I
Could
take
be.
it, Constantina, you're committed to the rest of your life being in the winery. This is your thing, is it?
Yes,
Great.
I think yes. Mom and Bobby's, they start around 2014 with
okay.
with the winery,
Right.
and I joined them last year.
Ah, right.
So, but yes, I like it. I like it a lot. I learn a lot of things now. I am at this stage that I am going in the vines. I have to stay with mom and do the labeling, the packaging, because they have to teach me a lot. It's not that easy. But yes, I think I'm.
Yeah. It's a job that it has a lot of things. A lot of things. Every week, you have to
It's
do
a
something
different project.
different.
Yeah,
It's a
it's a
different project.
Now it's the vineyards, then it's something else in the vineyards. As the shoots are growing, you do something else. And then is the winery, the harvest. Never it's the same.
No.
Yes.
So we don't get bored.
No, you're going to say keep you on your toes and never a more moment. But you are lucky to be in such a beautiful, idyllic spot, which perhaps helps to improve the flavour of the finished product
Mhm.
with the
Yeah.
grape.
Yes, and improve our life as well.
Yeah.
Because we are living in a place that offers we are close to nature, first of all, and obviously we've got stress from for the job. As Bobby said, we were worried about the vines. If they get froze, they get burned and everything. But we are more relaxed in here because we are close to nature.
Brilliant. Yeah. What could be better than that?
Yeah, obviously. It's a paradise in South
It is
Corfu.
paradise.
Yeah.
It is. Absolutely. Yes, you're absolutely right. And of course, the secret is in the bottle, and hopefully you'll be lucky enough to share in a tipple at some point or other. I know certainly we will indeed. You've been absolutely extraordinarily hospitable to us and kind, and we really want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
We thank you.
And we are incredibly impressed that you are doing so much to preserve this precious, ancient Corfu root that becomes the grape, because I think that's such a noble enterprise. And it's great to keep history and culture going. So I make no apologies. It's all art, history and culture, all in one at the Pontiglio Winery.